Hey guys, it's Izzy and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing something I find really exciting. On the 15th of September in 2010 was when I actually got meningitis. And basically when my life changed forever. So 10 years later, we have officially hit the 10-year mark. I have been an amputee for 10 years. Hey guys, I just thought I would quickly pop onto this video to just say, if you have not visited Anna Louisa's website using the link down below, then you definitely should. Here are one of my favourite pairs of earrings from them, and so go get yourself some. I feel like 10 years is quite a long time. I've been longer an amputee than I have been not an amputee. To celebrate my 10-year mark, I wanted to do a bunch of content this month, spreading awareness about my meningitis story, as well as just sharing information about meningitis and what it's like to live with a disability. I know that I do this anyway throughout my channel, however I do think it's really important around this time of year anyway, with everyone going back to school and stuff like that. September is such a big peak for meningitis, hence why I got it in September. A lot of people do. So yeah, I basically wanted to come in here today and just have a chat. I have literally not planned anything to say. I think I've done one of these videos before. I feel like I did an 8-year, maybe I did a 9-year, I can't quite remember. But before, I've always planned these videos where with this one, with it being 10 years, I just wanted to talk really. A lot has happened over the 10 years. And I don't think I ever thought I would be in the position I am now. I've still got a long way to go, obviously, throughout my life. This is kind of just the beginning. However, I think it's such a great achievement that I have got to 10 years, and how successful I've actually been in those 10 years, despite only still being so young. I'm only 17. So I'll start by giving you a little quick recap of what did actually happen to me. I have 2 videos explaining what happened to me, so I will make sure to link one of them in the iCard up there. But I would just do a quick, in case you've not seen that or you don't want to watch a full video. So in 2010, on the 15th of September, I actually got meningitis. I was really ill at school, so I got sent home, but it was only like cold, really symptoms, nothing that anybody thought was that serious or that dangerous, and it was. My parents eventually had to call me an ambulance as my symptoms started getting worse and worse and worse. I got sent to my local hospital, who then transferred me to a bigger trauma centre, QMC, which is in Nottingham. On the transfer, my heart actually stopped. Full organ failure. What else happened? Oh, the doctors gave me a less than 1% chance of survival. Basically, everyone thought I was gone for. A lot of people don't make it through meningitis that serious. My body basically attacked itself. It turned into septicemia, so I actually got meningococcal septicemia in the end, which meant that I had to have parts of my arms and my legs amputated after like a month. So yeah, I am a quadruple amputee. I have been a quadruple amputee since I was 7, so I have dealt with it a long time, and to me it is just how I live my life now. Like I said, I've lived more of my life without my limbs than with my limbs, so to me it is a very normal situation now. However, every time it gets to this time in September, I do always think a lot. I don't know, I guess it kind of puts things into perspective, because that could have been the end of my life, and without doctors and the science and medicine that is available, I would have died, no doubt about it. If we hadn't caught it in time, I would have. And I don't know, I think it's one of them situations that puts a lot in perspective. It's a weird thing to talk about and think about, because I never realised at the time how ill I was and how poorly I was, and then all of a sudden, you know, it was having to be explained to me when I was well enough that this is what was happening. So that is basically what happened to me when I was 7. It is a lot. Still to this day, it's like a lot to process and think about. I think it never really fazed me at the time, because it was just what I had to deal with to survive, so I just kind of got on with it. So I wanted to talk about where I thought I would be in 10 years from coming out of hospital. So I never thought I would be able to walk. I thought maybe a little bit, but never like as my majority form of transport. I thought that I would use a wheelchair majority of the time and then maybe get out to walk a few steps or for a few minutes. Yeah, I just kind of assumed that a wheelchair would be what I used. So that's the first thing. I don't think I ever thought I would go back to normal school and be a normal education. I always assumed that I would need a higher level of support, so I would have to go to like a special school. This was like the same with my parents as well. They never really knew what was available and what would be given to help me, like even at just like a state school. So I never thought I'd be able to do that. I never thought I would be able to have a job. Obviously I don't have a proper job now, but I never thought I would be able to have a job or earn any money. I never thought I would be able to go to secondary school and make such a massive group of friends and yeah, just really live my life. I never thought I would be able to drive. I never thought I would be able to do sports. I never thought I would be happy and confident. I think in society you're shown that a disability is a bad thing and that almost that you can't possibly be happy living with a disability. And as a child growing up, that is quite harmful because I knew I was happy, but it was almost like I was being told I shouldn't be. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like say like, oh, become disabled, it's like the greatest thing ever. Like, I'm not. But once you're put in the situation, you do have to deal with it, and I think I've dealt with it really amazingly, to be honest. Saying that I'm only 10 years later, like, it is a long time, 10 years, but it also isn't. With my age and everything, like, it is still quite a recent event in my life. Okay, so now I've told you everything I didn't think I would be able to do, I'm kind of going to go over and tell you that that was all a load of rubbish. So within months of me coming out of hospital, I actually went back to my state school. They were really accommodating. In the UK, the government and everything are quite accommodating for people with a disability. People don't realise this. People think that you just kind of get left on your own. The NHS are incredibly helpful, and then obviously the government have things in place to help you. So yeah, you are really supported. Obviously I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in the UK you are really, really supported. I learned to walk probably within a year maybe. I was first up and walking. Obviously I had to wait for my legs to all heal, but yeah, I have been walking for probably 9 years now, I would say, on prosthetic legs. I went through all sorts of different legs. I've tried knee joints, I've tried blades. Blades were my favourite for quite a while, and then just over a year ago now I actually tried sea legs, and I've moved on to sea legs. And I don't know, I treat learning to walk again as such an easy thing to do, and as such like it's just like a generic thing to do. And I don't know, sometimes I sit and put into perspective, like, you've just freaking taught yourself to walk again. And I don't know, I was thinking about this the other day, like, after just weeks of having my sea legs, I went to school on them, and I just think that's like actually insane that I could do that. What else have I done? I went to secondary school and I have such an amazing group of friends. I've started obviously my YouTube channel, and the success that I've had through that is just incredible. It means I'm able to earn my own money and support myself financially, which is insane. Like, who doesn't want to do that? So yeah, I'm like financially stable at 17. I've started to learn to drive, which I always wanted to do, but I just never really thought it would be possible. I'm a very determined person, but there is a difference between determined and like trying the impossible. And for quite a while I really did think that learning to drive would be impossible and that it would take forever and all kind of things like that. And at the end of the day, I am sat here now doing it, and it is 10 years later after me getting meningitis, but I'm only doing it now because that's the chance I've had with my age and everything. As I'm starting to get older now, there are new things and new challenges presenting themselves to me, but these are basically just age ones now. I feel like I got to a point in my life, probably when I was about like 13 or 14, when I had done everything I needed to do. I'd learned how to do everything, and I was quite like, you know, static. You know, I wasn't needed to learn anything new, which was good and it was nice. However, I do like a challenge, and I feel like as I'm starting to get older, more and more things are coming forward, more opportunities and just more life experiences. Obviously I'm looking to go to university, so that is something I'm going to start having to look for, and that will be just a whole new chapter in my life of independence, trying to support myself, living on my own hopefully. And yeah, I think just things like that, it's just like insane that I'm able to do this. And I think a lot of the time I forget the challenges that actually are in my life because I just work around them. And I think sometimes I sit and I put it in context and I'm like, I almost died 10 years ago, and it wasn't like a one-time thing, do you know what I mean? Like I didn't just like almost die and then like, oh, I'm fine now. Like it left me with long-term, like, I guess you could say injuries. Is this classed as an injury? I guess losing a limb's an injury. But it's left me with like long-term side effects. And yeah, I've just dealt with what I've had to deal with and worked with what I've got to get to a point where I am able, I'm capable. And it's also to create a platform where people can come and they can listen to my story, they can share their own story, and they can really just put things into perspective and kind of change their outlook on things. I think it's just insane. Now, I'm not saying over the past 10 years there have not been challenges. There have been times when I've thought it's all too overwhelming and it's too much, the amount of challenges that I do have to go through and I do have to face. It is difficult knowing that I won't be able to just go to uni like easily. Like that to me is a humongous step forwards, and I don't know, that's quite frustrating to me. I want to just be able to fit in, and there are things like that where it is frustrating to know that things are more difficult. So yeah, I think I do just take every opportunity, and that is something I really want to live by. Don't get me wrong, not every day is a happy day, and not every day, you know, I'm like this positive or whatever. Majoritively, I really do want to live to the fullest because I know how close you can come to not having that as an option. So yeah, I just wanted to say I hope you guys all really enjoy this month. It is going to be full of loads of videos all about my disability and all about meningitis. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and maybe you learn something throughout this month. I have. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye!